Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay, folks, this week the vlog's going to be a little bit different. It is a vlog. I thought I'd show you around my site office, give you guys an insight as to where I sit during the day, where I do the majority of my drawings and work. Because it's really cold outside at the moment. The UK, the weather's been atrocious, so we're pretty much flooded where we're doing the engineering works, and so I'm kind of stuck in here working out levels, finishing off drawings, ready till we're good to go outside with some site levels and get things going. I'm sorry about the flickering light, there's nothing I can do about that. So what is there to say about the office? Well, So what is there to say about the office? Well, it's pretty unglamorous, as you can see. It's basic. We have basic tea and coffee here, a couple of desks set up. There's normally a site manager, an engineer, and on this case there's a CQA engineer. CQA is the job that I used to do. It's called Construction Quality Assurance. And we're all in here at different times. Sometimes we're on here, sometimes we're not, and it's just me, sometimes it's just the site manager. And yeah, this is just a warm place that we can come, plug in stuff, get things charged and run the job and get things that need to be done before you go out into the field. So depending on what type of project you're on, the budget and the type of company that you're working for, these offices do change. So you actually, on a larger project, I worked on a road construction last year, and it was a big project, lots of money, and the cabins were huge. There were lots of offices. I actually had my own office, which was the size of this. Something that's not really needed, but it's things that big projects tend to do. There was a separate canteen. But this is kind of like the basic end of a site office. So it can only really go up from here, if you get what I mean. Now, the interesting thing about this site office is we have rats. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting and we're trying to get rid of the problem. But sometimes I'm sitting at my desk and I can hear. And unfortunately, being on landfill, there are tons of rats. And they get in here somehow and they're above the ceiling in like the cavity wall. And so you can just hear them like scratching. It's like a horror movie. It's disgusting. But we do have, let me show you a rat trap set up. See, there you go. There's the rat trap. No rats yet, but as you can see in the hole there, a little monster has worked his way through. So obviously we try and not leave food about because it just makes it worse. We clean down all the counters every night. It's just one of those things, unfortunately, yeah, that you get. And in a remote area like this, yeah, it's not nice, but it's something I've been dealing with all summer, so you kind of get used to it. What else is there? Okay, so drawings. As you can see here, we got a setup with drawings that I need, and then a desk down here. This should be more organized, but there's actually only a few drawings needed for this job. So this is the drainage works that I am actually doing at the moment. This has already been constructed, and at the moment we're working on building this manhole and then piping down to an existing channel. Not too complicated. I actually worked with the designer on these drawings, which was a pretty cool experience for me, because normally you don't have, or you're not in conversation with the designer because they are based for another company. But in this case, the designer's been here like doing things, which is really good for an engineer because I've been able to ask questions. And it's really interesting because I'm getting an insight into the design world, part of engineering, which if you do a degree in civil engineering, design is one of the areas that you can go into. And it's something, as a setting out engineer, you don't really get an insight into unless you get to meet that person. So that's cool. They always say that engineers and designers don't get on because the designers build stuff that can't be design stuff that can't be built and then the engineers just change it and build it. That's just not true. Yes, we must obey by the rules, engineers, because they're designers for a reason. They have a lot of knowledge, and especially with drainage, I found out how important it is for lines and levels to be right, because everything's calculated by flow and 100-year flood level calculations. It's all very complex. So that's basically it. Drawings are on the wall, drawings I have access to here. I normally do a little sketch when I'm on site. This right here is this sketch that I've done basically of this manhole. So the reason why I do a sketch is I like to break it down real simple for the guys out in the field, so that if I'm not in work for one particular day, or if they're just out there and they have a query, then they can actually revert back to this little sketch. And I just kind of do it so that they can understand it, because sometimes drawings like this get a bit overwhelming for guys out on the site. So it's nice for me to just do them a sketch, and then I'll take this out into the field, go through it with them, and it doesn't matter if it gets screwed up or lost, I can always reproduce it. Whereas these drawings, they're too big, they flap around in the wind, and they need to really be kept in the site office. You can just photocopy this, lots of engineers do that, that's cool too. You've just got to make sure that the guys or the women out on site who are building these things know exactly what they're doing. So yeah, sketch. That's something that I've always been doing as an engineer, and it's just one of my little things. So this was only going to be a short little video. So we've got desks set up. Like I say, it's really basic in here. It's normally heated overnight, so you can leave your jacket and your boots in here and everything gets warm. It's a place where I can bring my kit. I don't leave my kit here overnight because kits get stolen, and my kit is really expensive. But I do use it as a place to charge. So you can see have set up where it's plugged in, and I also charge it overnight at home. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Short video because it's really basic, but there's not much else to show you guys. I just wanted to let you know that I just wanted to give you a bit of an insight, if you've never worked on site before, what you can expect. It's nothing glamorous, but it does a job. Alright, that's it from me. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little office tour, and I'm going to be back real soon with some more engineering vlogs and some just videos, whatever I feel like filming. If you like this video, hit subscribe, put a comment in the section below. I love reading your comments, and be back soon.